Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Earbones podcast, the only podcast that has more tricks up our sleeves than Joker and Arcade combined.
Wow.
I put them on the same level, by the way.
It's understandably.
Arcade's an A-plus player.
I don't even know if Joker's A+. I feel like he's like...
I think if he was not crazy, he wouldn't be. His lunacy fringe is what makes him as dangerous as he is.
Is Arcade a lunatic too?
No, he's more sociopath.
Makes sense.
Because I think a lot of his things, they need a lot of thought and, a lot of process goes into building an arcade world.
Joker just does whatever he wants.
At any time. How many books did you have last week?
That you don't have?
Just in general, because I think I have like 12.
I think I had about 12, and about 5 of them were annual, so...
I had 2 annuals. We'll get to that, though. One of them I was pretty pumped up about, and the other I was supremely disappointed about. I'm sure you can probably figure out which one's which.
Well, I feel the opposite, probably, so...
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
You will. You will.
I woo?
You will.
I woo.
You will?
All right, before we work on last week's books, you wanted us to put off Electra #1 for this week to talk about.
Yeah,
because you had it ordered after seeing the art.
Yeah, I jumped on it.
And are you satisfied you jumped on it?
Oh my god, it was awesome.
I love this book. It's like I said last week, and if you didn't go and pick up a copy of this, like I said last week, you need to go do it now, even though it might be sold out, because I think it's looked at pretty well.
I can imagine.
I'm sure there should be a second printing coming out of it. I mean, if New Warriors got a second printing, they should get a second printing. But the art is museum quality. It's gorgeous. What is this done with? Is this colored pencil?
No,
Is it watercolor?
It's
looks
either
fucking
watercolor
crazy.
or color pencil.
Or is it digital?
I don't think it's digital. I mean, it could be. I mean, you can do fantastic things.
What if
but
it's pastels?
It's definitely not pastels.
I'm just going to slowly run down every form of art I know how until you tell me I'm wrong. How'd you feel about the story? I know you love the art.
It was a little confusing at first.
I don't know a lot about Electra.
I don't either. And I think that's the problem.
Yeah, but it was... I mean, it's sad to say, but the art was beautiful enough to keep me following along.
Look at like the way the art set up the panels was fantastic.
I mean, basically we have Electra wanting to do a hit, wanting to do an assassination just to get out of town.
Yes.
And I heard this 2 weeks ago, so I might be a little rusty. You might have to throw me in here.
You're right so far.
And the person who she's hunting is somebody who has never been caught, is always out running. Everybody named Cape Crow.
Yes.
Cape Crow. And I guess he's just like the supreme assassin. It shows a video of him pretty much just destroying anybody who went to him. Sabretooth, Bullseye, all the big ones, all the good ones, all the heavy hitters. Taskmaster said he was like the last one that saw him. He found his like building or something, found his hideout.
Safe house.
So Electra goes, and then it kind of switches to this other guy, who I assumed to be Cape Crow. I thought this was Cape Crow.
Yeah, I thought it was too, but
it isn't. It opens up like you'd think that that's where the story's going, is they're talking about Cape Crow and then they go to him, but it's a guy in the rainforest or some type of jungle
with a lion's head on,
with a lion's head in water. Now tell me, you're walking through a jungle, and you look in the water and there's just half of a lion's head looking at you out of the water. You're a little suspicious.
I'm already dead.
Lions don't swim.
Like, I'm already dead. Like I just die.
You probably already had many parasites in your body at this time.
Yeah.
By the time you get to this watering hole with this lion.
No one wants to go to the rainforest.
I'd like to see it, but in like a Pope-mobile. Because like I don't want to be exposed. I'm terrified of
a flyover kind of guy.
I'm terrified of diseases.
Yeah. I don't know how like Bear Grylls and Les Stroud do it.
Les Stroud's a man.
Did you
see Found Bigfoot?
Well, I didn't see that.
He didn't find it.
I'm not surprised.
But basically this guy finds Bullseye.
Yeah.
Which I was super stoked about.
Did not see that coming.
Because even though Bullseye seems to still be not able to do anything, it still leaves chance for him to come back at some point.
I'll be honest with you. I was a little hazy. I thought he was dead. Like, I remember the whole arc with Lady Bullseye and Daredevil.
Yes, but do you remember the first arc with Daredevil where they actually found him in that Iron Maiden type thing?
Yeah. And then he wanted to take Daredevil's body or something?
Yeah, it was something like that. I thought he did die in like a fire or something.
Yeah.
Either way, it's Bullseye.
Yeah, he's alive.
It's whatever.
He never dies.
But this guy finds Bullseye in order to what does he do? He has to eat flesh to get memories or something like that.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah. So he has to like eat a bit of Bullseye to find out where the guy is. And in this next moment, Elektra dives in, and it's the island of monsters or something. It's awesome.
It's phenomenal.
Next is Monster Island, and Michael Del Mundo drawing Monster Island is just going to be fantastic. Go pick up number 1, and number 2 comes out. Has to be next week,
Yeah,
right?
soon. Either next week or the week. I guess it's the second week, so yeah.
It would have to be next week or the week after.
Yeah.
I'd imagine the week after, because if it's not bi-weekly, it would have to be monthly.
It's probably monthly.
Either way, pick up Lecture 1, and then go and pick up Lecture 2. Moving on to this week's books, and a bit of a bitter-sweet ending here.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
The Avengers AI finale, number 12. Sam Humphries has brought us through this amazing book that not enough people were on, but
which is a shame.
It is a shame, but it kind of did become like a cult book. Like, it's one of those books I feel like, even though it only won 12 issues, that people will keep discovering this more and more, and as more people read it, they'll be like, wow, that was really good.
I hope.
I don't even know what to say about this, man. It was so crazy. Doombot sacrifices himself.
Yeah, because the one guy gets killed by Demetrius. I can't remember his name. Victor?
Listen, for some reason, I want to call him Yamcha all the time. I think it's Victor Mancha is his name.
Okay.
I just want to call him Yamcha.
Yamcha works.
No, Yamcha doesn't work.
I think
Yamcha would have died a lot sooner. But yeah, Demetrios kills Victor Yamcha, and Doombot flies into a frenzy and acts like, that's my friend. But it doesn't really say it that way. He's like, I will put you into oblivion. Being a Doombot, doing what he does. And he kind of opens up his chest and sacrifices himself to destroy Demetrios and everything that's going on with his black hole that Hank put in his chest.
Yes.
Yocasta is pretty badass in this, even though she's fucking just steadfast right into trouble all the time. Hey, doesn't care about anything.
Whatever.
The one thing, it was a little confusing, I think, flip-flopping back and forth between the Avengers Empire and then now. It was a bit confusing at times.
Yeah. I feel like the ending was a little lackluster.
Eventually, they end up, stopping Demetrius kind of through an act of, what's her name, Monica.
But before that, can I just say that Demetrius riding on Galactus's chopped off head away from the black hole was awesome.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there's been nothing but good moments in this book.
I know.
Not only is the character development fantastic, but the moments that happen, like when Hank says size is relative and he grows this giant man.
Yeah.
I know you love that.
I did.
And then when Doombot and Victor have on like Miami Vice suits,
yeah,
and they're just shooting it up.
No idea what was going on.
They're in the AI. They can do whatever they want. I'd also like to say I love the fact that Vision's like the cornerstone and the keystone of the Avengers Empire later after the AI takes over. I love that. I wasn't all about the religious aspect of this. Like I didn't get the holy man.
And I don't know if it was.
I think it was forced in a little bit because I feel like we only learned of this holy man last issue. Like if it would have been an ongoing thing through the issues, like we saw the bald bird here and there. The story was told earlier, but I felt like it was forced into this.
I think the bald bird at the end in the knot of the universe was good.
Yes.
I don't like the holy man coming to
Monica.
Yeah. You're right. That was a little forced, but
all in all, though, these 12 issues have been a ride, and it's been something so different than anything I've read. Like every week this came out, I wasn't expecting anything really because I knew he was going to do something different.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first jumped on it, I didn't really want to read it.
Were you on it since number 1?
I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
And then you told me about Hank's he's bipolar.
He's bipolar.
So yeah. I started reading it, and I'm glad I did.
I loved it. I mean, I want to pull these out and reread them just to see how it reads, like in the long version, like just read them through because I know I've forgotten things. But if it comes together as well as it did, just with me reading this, it has to be good. I mean, the final summation though is that they beat Demetrios.
I think the only reason the ending felt lackluster to me was because it's ending.
I like how it says end Avengers 1.0 run again.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully they give him the opportunity of continuing this continuity along, or it pops up somewhere else.
Or bring Demetrius back or something, because isn't that him in that little cube thing at the very end?
I thought that was Ultron. I don't know how. Like, because Demetrius was created to kill Ultron. So maybe if you kill Demetrius, a little bit of Ultron comes back.
Maybe. That's possible.
But if that's the truth, then I do not want to see another Age of Ultron.
No. No one wants that.
I would rather read Age of the Sandwich I ate last week. Like, that would be more exciting than Age of Ultron. But if you weren't reading Avengers AI, I mean, I'm sorry for you.
Pick it up and trade at least or something.
If you
do yourself a favor.
I'm sure they'll probably compile it in a 12-issue book. If not, it's only 2 trades, probably.
They want their money. It'll be 2 trades.
Or it'll be 3 trades, 4 issues each. It's bad news. But yeah, it was a nice run. I mean, I liked it. It really helped me with Sam Humphries. I believe, isn't he doing the new Star-Lord book?
Yes. Yes, he is.
And I actually just read up about him the other day. He did a lot of Ultimates writing. He did a lot of writing in Ultimates.
That's probably why I never heard of him.
Never read any. Well, I've read like an Ultimates book here and there.
I've read some Ultimate Spider-Man, but
I've read the first trade of Ultimate Spider-Man.
I feel like that's Bendis, though. Isn't he doing?
It is Bendis.
Okay.
I believe Ultimate Spider-Man was Bendis. Moving on to Avengers World, number 5. Now, if you recall, I told you these felt like the Avengers Spotlight books.
Yeah.
How each book was an individual story. Well, at number 5, they're all tied together.
Is that a bad thing?
No.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It opens up and it shows us the helicarrier, and then it shows us the island of Madripoor on the dragon's head.
That's the one with Shang-Chi.
That was the one with Shang-Chi.
And then it just stopped.
And then it stopped.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then it shows us the City of the Dead. Remember how I told you they went searching for somebody and they found a whole City of the Dead underneath Italy?
Yes.
And then it shows us the AIM Empire. Remember how I told you about the Entropic Man and everything?
Vaguely, but
I think the first one had the Entropic Man. It was AIM built up their whole empire. It was a bit in Avengers, but it was more in this.
Okay.
And then they got Smasher as their champion. You're lost.
I'm totally drawing blanks.
Well, that happened. Either way, there's some nice little, talks about a little banter between Tony and Cap, as is expected in any book. And then to say, go find Manifold, because they're trying to get into the AIM Empire, but apparently they set up a force field that nobody knows how to get through, and it's just completely unbreakable, and normal teleporters can't get through it. But because Manifold's power is a different type of power, they can get through. Well, Tony goes to talk to him, and he has no idea what to talk to him about.
Oh?
And Manifold's just like, I can't go. I'm not doing this. No. And Tony's like, what do you mean no? You can't just say no. You got to tell me why. And he's like, no. And then he talks about how his powers were a little messed up after the whole debacle and everything. Meanwhile, Bruce Banner is working with a bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. scientists trying to find a way in. And he kind of threatens them with his little Hawkeye there.
Oh. I feel like that's been done before.
Yeah, it definitely has been done. And as he's meditating, Manifold's meditating, first off, Manifold listens to Zeppelin to meditate.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty fantastic.
Because he says, I have to meditate, and he's like, I need time. And Tony says, and earbuds? Because Manifold's like pulling out an iPod. And he says, I'm going to reach out and talk to the universe. The Zeppelin helps. It bothered me a bit. I feel like there's a lot more ways you could have went with it. At least he didn't say Dave Matthews. But as he's reaching out to as he's reaching out to the universe, he talks to Mother Universe, or
I'm gonna be
Captain
completely
Midnight, Captain Universe.
Honest with you, all those issues with her in it, I still don't know what her name is.
I think it's Captain Universe.
I don't know her purpose.
I think it's Captain Universe, or it's.
I don't know.
They call her Mother, though.
They do call her Mother. I think it is Captain Universe.
Yes, they call her Mother, and they're in the dream time, like the universe's dream. And she's like, everything else dreams. Why wouldn't you think that the universe dreams? Yeah.
Does everything else dream? I didn't know.
I don't know. And she just talks about how everything's broken and how your power, has abandoned you. Weird flashback to Manifold saving his real mother. I don't know if Captain Universe is his real mother. I got pretty confused. Something happened. He looks up into the sky.
This just sounds like a shit show, guy.
I mean, it's beautiful, though.
I mean, it looks nice, but
a lot of shit happened. I have no idea what happened. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Right.
Somehow Manifold is told he has to teleport to a world that he's looking at during a war, and he does. And then he says, thank you. I guess that means he gets his powers back. That's what I got from it. I don't care how it happened. I know he got his powers back. I figured that out. And then he busts into S.H.I.E.L.D., him and Tony. And he's sorry. Let me stop getting ahead of myself. Apparently there's 4 pillars of the AIM Empire. The Scientist Supreme. Obviously, always been an AIM character. Superia, who was AIM's Minister of Education, who I have no idea who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
Gravitron.
Galvatron.
No,
Galvatron in this.
Graviton.
Oh my God.
You know Graviton from he was a big bad in West Coast Avengers in the, I want to say, early 90s.
No, I don't.
Either way, he's the minister of their science department. And Jude the Anthropic Man, who I showed you in the first one, who looked badass, who I had no idea who he was, he's the minister of health. And they're just talking about how they have their own defenses, how they brought her in as their champion. And then the team going into the AIM Island after Manifold decides that he's going to teleport them in is Thor, Manifold, Sentry, and Captain Marvel.
That's a good team.
Talk about some heavy hitters.
That's a good team.
That's heavy hitters. Although Manifold's just going to just pop around because he can't really fight, I don't think.
Yeah, well, gotta have one woman on the team.
No, that's not Sentry. That's Hyperion. Did I say Hyperion? Because Sentry's...
You said Sentry, but that is Hyperion.
It's definitely Hyperion.
I'm sorry.
My bad.
I totally just took your word for it.
My bad. You were even looking at it and you took my word for it. But honestly, this brought the first four together because remember, I was a little upset about after 3. I was like, what the hell's going on? It's a different book. And then I got excited about it.
Yeah, that Shang-Chi issue was a little disappointment.
I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, but there was no follow-up. Like, he fell off that cliff.
But I feel like now that I see this, there's still going to be follow-up, but there's still single stories. And I'm super stoked about that. You know how I love books like this.
Yeah, that's always fun to read.
Pick up Avengers World. I know Hickman is Marvel's baby right now, and they'll probably never cancel it. But pick it up, please.
You're really fighting for this.
It's really good. I love Avengers World. Every book I love gets canceled. Speaking of books I love, X-Force.
Oh, dear.
X-Force number 4. We have an all-new artist. Completely new artist. It's not just a new colorist. It's a new artist in general.
Yeah, and it's the only saving grace at this point.
I don't know what you're talking about. Did you like this book? Give me a yes or no.
Garbage through and through.
Why?
Oh my God, I don't get it.
What don't you get?
All of it.
It's a solo Phantom X story about him going crazy. You understand why he's going crazy?
No,
because he was. We went through this.
I know he was split up.
He was split into 3 different Phantom X's. Okay, some of them, the Dark Phantom X got his like misleading power, and the other Phantom X got like the female Phantom X got like his sympathy and stuff. So he's incomplete as a person, but he's still programmed when he was programmed by Weapon 11, Weapon 13. You know how Wolverine's Weapon X?
Yeah.
He was like Weapon 13 or something. He was still programmed to be considered the best, so he would always have that confidence. So he still thinks he's the best, and he needs to be the best, but he isn't, and it's hard for him to accept that.
I can see it, I guess, but I don't know.
See, I've been a huge Phantom X fan since I ran into him the first time, and this was awesome to me.
I just feel like nothing happened.
I love how he said, I just like doing the accent. I don't really have to do it. I'm not French.
I can't understand him half the time.
Yeah.
Gonna be honest with you.
You didn't like this book, though, really. It's so different.
The art was nice. I like the art direction, but I tried. But like when I can't understand what he's saying half the time,
you're going into this with such a negative attitude.
Listen. I like Psylocke and I like Phantom X. Don't get me wrong. And Cable was barely in this, so it's not even him. I just didn't enjoy it. Straight up.
I mean, there's definitely new characters being introduced. We don't know who these people are coming in, but that's the name you have to pay attention to.
Superior.
Spurrier.
I can't read it from
Cy
here.
Spurrier.
Oh, okay.
X-Men Legacy.
I need to get new glasses or something.
Yes, you do. Give him time, please. Because like you said, if you would have read the first couple issues of X-Men Legacy, you wouldn't have continued.
I'll stick on it. Just for you.
To what, number 5? The next one?
I'm still on number 6 of Justice League 3000.
We liked the last issue.
I know.
You didn't stay on that for me.
I know.
You liked the last issue.
I know. So you gotta give it hope.
Speaking of no hope, you want to talk about one of those bad annuals?
Those bad annuals. Let's talk about Batwoman here. No, I just want you to just
Just what?
Just something I want you to read
Just
here.
finger through it. Am I allowed to say that at being a lesbian?
What does that say right there?
Continued from Batwoman 24.
And you know what issue they're on now? 31. So you know how much I care about this?
First off,
None.
What happened to the world where one of two things? Annuals either are single story issues. You know what I mean? Like the annual is one story. It doesn't even have to be based on what's going on right now. Or the world where all the annuals connect, i.e. Evolutionary War.
Yeah.
I.e. Bloodlines. Oh my God, let's not go there. But those are just examples. Because when we get to, actually, we'll talk about it next. The Flash annual, which you did not read.
No.
It's just the continuation, and it's the prequel to another book.
Is it a continuation of that garbage we read last week?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
But anyway, so this is the annual. That is a continuation of issue 24 that came out, 6-7 months ago? And it wraps up a story that I don't care about anymore. I don't remember. I mean, the art's good.
They don't even tell you what happened. They just tell you that's what it's from.
No. At the beginning of the book, he wants to unmask Batman. Or she wants to unmask Batman. Because,
I think that's when I was on Batwoman for like 4 issues.
Yeah, you were, because this is when the Skull guy, I can't remember his name, has her sister. And they're blackmailing her with her sister to unmask Batman. And, she knocks Batman out, and he ties her up. He's not really tied up because he's Batman. Batman can get out of anything. And they hatch a plan.
He's just very slippery. He's constantly covered in a state of baby oil.
Baby oil. But anyway, they hatch a plan how to trick the Black Skull guy. I'm calling him Black Skull because he's Black Skull guy.
His name's something like that. He was a Blue Beetle villain.
Really?
I mean, I saw him in Blue Beetle. I don't know if he was actually a Blue Beetle villain.
I don't know. But,
not good is what I'm getting from
no, they hatch a plan. All the Bat family shows up, saves the day.
I'm guessing this book is $4.99.
Yeah. Doesn't really lead into anything. The ending's nice. I'll give it that, because, Batman sees Batwoman as his equal, which is surprising for Batman.
It didn't really happen. It ends, and you flip the next page, and it's just her waking up going, oh, what a dream.
Oh, my God. I would have burned this.
And Batman standing outside the window saying, you're a bitch.
Garbage. Absolutely. Why would you do that? It was okay.
Do you think that it was just written that far back, and they didn't have anything to throw in an annual, so they were like, well, let's just lengthen this a little bit?
I hope that's the case, because you can't write a continuation of something that ended, it wrapped up every story going on in that arc 7 months ago. It's nothing to do with what's going on now at all.
Now, would that have been before? Batwoman isn't really connected to Forever Evil at all, is it?
No.
Because I was going to say, maybe this was planned to write in an issue, but then they were forced to cut it and put something else in. But she's not really in Forever Evil or anything. So.
No, she's kind of in her own little universe thing.
Which seems nice, but...
It is nice,
when they don't care about it, how are you supposed to care about it?
Yeah. I honestly don't remember if they actually wrapped up, this arc, what was going on in this, in the actual story, or if they just skipped it.
And then this is the wrap-up.
Stupid.
Speaking of stupid, Flash Annual number 3. Is this the only book of yours you didn't read last week?
Yeah, because I was so upset about the last Flash book. I'm like, I don't even want to deal with it.
Let me just read my brief note here on it. Someone's targeting Flash with tech that works. Apparently they have tech that works against his vibrations.
Oh?
Yeah, don't know who it is. Future Flash, actually, as much as I was disappointed in this book, half of it was fucking awesome.
Really?
This Future Flash we see on here, the blue and black one or whatever.
Yeah.
He goes to the future to kill Gorilla Grodd.
Oh my God.
Fight him to the death.
That's awesome.
And Gorilla Grodd talks about how he ate what was Reverse's Flash name? Not the current incantation of him, the last incantation. Eobard Thwain. He was, I believe, he was the first Reverse Flash, and he talks about eating his brains, and I don't know what he's talking about really.
Grodd's eating brains.
Well, Grodd always eats brains.
I know. It's just point that out.
But then it bounces back and forth to the stupid fighting the people with the tech to the battle with Grodd, which is fucking awesome. The battle with Grodd is awesome.
Well, I don't understand.
Exactly. Most of it is just totally convoluted. You don't understand one goddamn word of it. But in the end, he ends up killing Grodd.
Oh my God.
I don't know how this is going to work in the long run, but yeah, he just he super speeds like a bomb inside Grodd's head, a 5-second delay bomb. And then laughs at him. He says, you know what? Even though you may be super fast, you're still one thing, a gorilla with fat gorilla fingers. And he can't get into his ear to get it. How pitiful would that be?
Oh, my God.
But, I mean, realistically, it didn't add anything. it wasn't worth $4.99.
I don't understand. I thought like they were doing some Forever Evil tie-in or something, and then they give you this.
Yeah, no. But I saw something that said Wally West is black now, so I don't know how that works either. Wally West is in here, but he's not exactly black. He is a criminal, though. Like, the first meeting of Wally West and Flash, Barry Allen catches him spray painting something, and the kid spray paints him. Then ends up going to, like, court and meets Iris, and Wally West is there. And it's not good. She's like, you should be his role model. And he's like, I don't have time for that.
He's kind of black.
I mean, he's a little darker, but...
What'd they say in Static Coco?
We're not too static. we need to relax.
Sorry, I'm too pumped up.
But you figure that this future Flash, after everything that happened, why would he not tell Iris he's Flash? He tells Iris he's Flash in future Flash. Like, years and years down the road. I don't know the exact number, but he like takes off his mask and says, "It's me. It's always been me." 20 years. 20 years from now. And she's just like, "You can't blame yourself, you know." I don't know. It's not very good. And he says he's going back in time to sacrifice himself to save, I don't know. Not good. Not good. Wally West, I guess. I don't know.
I'm glad I didn't read that.
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have. Silver Surfer #2 came out last week. Written by Dan Slott. Art by
your boy,
the whole All Red clan.
Their kids are in on it now.
Yeah, they're just, I mean, might as well be.
Doing scribbles.
But I like the art a lot more in this than I do in FF.
What?
It works a lot better in a cosmic sense.
It does.
I mean, if FF... How am I going to put this? If the story that was told in FF was told in Fantastic Four, and the story that was told in Fantastic Four was in FF with the same creative teams, it would have been better. Because I think that All Red's art is just too out there to be just a home-based book.
I can see what you're saying.
It works well. I think it might be because a lot of his cosmic stuff, there's a lot of negative space, and he doesn't overwhelm me with dumb colors.
Yeah.
And I like that. I can't say that I like the art yet, but I will say...
This is a step in the right direction for you, sir.
I will say it's a lot better than it was in FF. That being said, the story is killing it. I love it.
It got a lot better.
It kicked
than
up
issue
a notch.
1.
We find out what's going on. He has to fight this lady, her name is the Queen of Nevers.
Yes.
He has to defend her from the city that she's trying to destroy, or they're going to kill this girl that means everything to him, who he doesn't know.
Yeah. What? It blew my mind. Like when he sees those infinite possibilities or whatever.
Yeah.
And like when he has that baby with her and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I like the use of all the alien types here. That was very clever.
Mm-hmm.
With the one who like pukes acid if he eats these certain strawberries. It looks like. They end up busting out. The infinite possibilities page is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great page.
Really liked it.
Eventually, we find out that she's only trying to attack the city because its power base is her heart.
Yep.
And all she wants is her heart back. Beautiful. I love this book.
It was like the perfect twist that made me actually care a little bit.
The twist that made me care was when he silvered down, when he took his Silver Surfer away and became Norrin Rad. No?
I mean, it was okay.
That's just a twist that we haven't seen out of Silver Surfer in forever.
Yeah.
How many people don't even know that he sometimes has that power? Because you can't say every incantation of him does, but sometimes he does.
I forgot all about it, honestly, till he did it.
I like how he powers down. He's like, oh, good, I can breathe. Like, if he did, he's fucked. But he ends up, the board actually helps him sneak back into the Empire, and she ends up saving him, kind of. Like, he's looking for her, the board finds her, and then she finds him. Great.
Yeah, I like to see where she's going. I like the tagline for the title now. I don't know if did you read it?
What?
What it says?
Anywhere and everywhere, hang on.
It sounds like a Beach Boys album.
Anywhere in it, yeah, I could see it.
Certainly.
I'd like to see Silver Surfer on a Beach Boys album.
I'm sure it could happen.
How many of the Beach Boys are still alive?
I think all but like 2 or 1.
There were only like 5 of them.
Well, still, that's still good.
But either way, I mean, I recommend Silver Surfer. Do you recommend Silver Surfer?
I do recommend it.
sans all red art, do you recommend Silver Surfer as a book?
Yeah, I think the story's what's the main thing.
I think Dan Slott's doing a solid enough job. Mike Allred killed it on this cover, though. It's a great cover.
I think the story's actually enough to carry it right now.
It is.
Even without the art.
I mean, you could put the She-Hulk guy on this book.
You could put Scotty Young on it. That silence speaks volumes.
I read somewhere this week, that it takes 4 seconds for a silence to become awkward. That's about right.
Yeah, that got really weird.
Wow. Who did this math?
I don't know.
Why can't I get the job to find out how long an awkward silence takes?
Because you're the one doing them.
I guess so. Moving on to another annual.
Oh boy.
The Uncanny Avengers annual.
Oh,
I hear just bitterness in your voice. I don't know why.
I didn't like it.
Why?
I had no idea what was going on.
How did you not know? Mojo was pitching a show to Mojo.
I get that, but
not only is it a fantastic, just fun little one-story book, which is what I'm looking for in
which was
annuals.
nice. I do like that.
He pitches this Avengers of the Supernatural with Man-Thing, Blade. Which one is the Marvel? Satana? Zatanna.
Satana.
Okay, Satana. Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider, and Manphibian. I don't know who Manphibian is.
I don't
He's
either.
the only one I didn't know who he was. But along with the pitch of the show, it's almost like a commentary on the comics business. I feel like Remender's writing this as a commentary on how he writes comic books.
I can see that. That's what I was getting about halfway through.
And I loved it. Like, they're telling him, no, we need this because this is what's selling. And he's just like, I don't want to write that. I want to write something good. And they're like, no, we need this. He's like, oh, I'll do my best. And I felt like he wrote himself as Mojo in this. First of all, I love that Scarlet Witch. If that was a bigger picture on this page, that's the tattoo I would get. But
I'm sure we can make it happen.
I don't know. But eventually we see them kind of collect, like the Avengers of the Supernatural, pretty much take down the Avengers.
Oh yeah, without even like any
resistance.
Yes.
Really. And they collect them, basically, to star in this show, which is basically a teen drama.
Is that what happened?
That's what it looks like.
I like the teen drama one, the one in the high school and stuff.
Well, no, that's what they were collecting them for.
Okay.
I believe that's what happened. Is the Avengers of the Supernatural.
See, what I got was...
This may have been the sub-show. Like, this was the show.
I thought that was his original pitch, and then the next one was, like, what they wanted him to, like, warp it into.
I mean, that's possible, too.
Like, that was a little confusing. It didn't really... I mean, I know you weren't supposed to take it as anything...
Yeah, it's just a fun book.
Yeah, I get it, but...
But I like how, like, Havoc and Rogue and Wolverine, they're all, like, the goth kids.
Yes.
Thor, Captain America are the jocks. I just loved every bit of it because this is the stuff you don't see.
That was fantastic.
Like,
I did really enjoy that.
Not only is it a commentary on writing comics, it's a parody of itself. It's a parody of a comic book. It's a commentary on pop culture as a whole. I'm getting way too deep into this.
You are, but I mean, you're right though.
I loved it.
I mean, you don't see that anymore.
Well, I mean, that's also because I think Rick Remender has the potential. Obviously, he has the potential. He has the ability and the skills to write a book that's super good on a surface, as well as many different layers underneath it, whether you see them or not.
I understand that.
And I mean, there's nothing about this book that I didn't like. Oh, I can't even talk about it. It's so good. Who eventually it comes down to. Because they captured the Avengers and put them under this hypnosis so they would be these characters, Ghost Rider can't control the spirit. So he just becomes a crazy ghost maniac. And they all have to snap out of it in order to get him. Eventually Rogue. Is it Rogue that becomes the Ghost Rider?
Yeah, which was awesome.
And he's like, what if I just walk away? And he's like, no, this is...
this is my curse or something?
Yeah, this is my curse. I have to keep it as mine. Imagine Rogue as a Ghost Rider.
That'd be awesome.
A little story arc. That'd be pretty sweet. But, I mean, I would pay... I'm not saying I'd pay anything, because if anybody from Marvel here is saying I'll pay more for a book, they're going to charge me more for a book.
Probably.
But I love the Uncanny Avengers Annual. I love Man-Thing, first of all.
Well, I knew that was going to be a big selling point for you.
Without a doubt. I would... Although it is the Man-Thing that doesn't talk, apparently. I don't know why we keep changing who Man-Thing is.
Because I think
we evolved him in Thunderbolts to talk now, and
I feel like he's like written so sparsely that
We need a Man-Thing book. We need a Justice League Dark. Like, we need an Avengers Dark. We need an Avengers Supernatural.
I thought that was a setup for the Avengers.
It would have been so cool, wouldn't it?
Or did that get canned?
I don't think so. But I think it could still be set up. Like, if this gets enough demand, like enough people like this and buy into this, I think we could see it.
See, it wasn't that I didn't like it. I just got confused too easily, which I guess probably isn't good for me, but, like, I don't know.
But first off, speaking of Rick Remender, how long has it been since we've seen a Captain America issue? It's been about 2 months.
I forgot.
It's been about 2 months.
Oh, my God.
Maybe he stopped writing because of the movie? Like, they took a break because of the movie. They wanted to interfere?
Maybe Mind Bubble 1 just ended series.
No. 20 comes out in a week or two, I think. Now, book is going to take an hour and a half. We might as well just do a separate pod on it. The Amazing Spider-Man #1. You have anything to say?
I don't know. Just flip through like the first pages of the each individual short story because it wasn't like one contained thing. I feel like.
Are you staying on Amazing Spider-Man?
I kind of want to drop it.
I'm staying on Amazing Spider-Man. I hated the whole naked thing. I hated it. That's why I never liked Spider-Man. That's why I don't like Peter Parker. Just stop being an idiot. Simple as that. But I'm going to stay on it until I see how he fixes his life. And once they stop any mention of Doc Ock, I'm done. Because we find in this one that Maria Marconi finds an engagement ring and a note.
Yeah, that Ock wrote, apparently.
That Ock wrote, and he was going to, propose to her. And Pete comes home, and she's there. Obviously, it's both of their apartments. He doesn't know that.
Yes.
And
she's like, we need to talk.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how they end it. I will stay on, at least to see what happens there. And she knows he's Spider-Man now. She knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man because she sees the freckles when he's naked.
Yeah.
Because that means her and Ock bang.
It did. He wasn't okay with it. I feel like he was not okay with it.
He's like, are you a child? I did like the story of Electro in the bar.
I feel like it was a nice segue to turn him into movie.
Exactly. That's all
Electro.
It was. That was a way to turn him into Electro of the movie. As much as I hate to say it, I really enjoyed the Black Cat.
I do. That was probably the only redeeming factor of this book.
And apparently, that's the story that's going to be continued in Spider-Man, in Amazing Spider-Man.
I'm interested to read that.
So I'll stay on it.
I hope she kicks his ass
to get that wrapped up and to get the Ock life wrapped up. That being said, the next book, oh my God, a horrible mini story.
Yeah, why did I have to know about his powers? I don't. Come on, it's been like
the Spider-Man 2099 story in here is fucking gorgeous.
It is, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I just flipped through it.
I read it all and I loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You jumping on that?
The only thing I dislike about it is him saying shocking, which I'm not going to escape because that's who he is, I guess. But honestly, I fucking loved it. It's gorgeous. I loved the telling of it. I'll say right now, if it's $2.99, I'll jump on it.
It's a Spider-Man book. There's no way it's going to be $2.99.
I'm not paying $3.99 for Spider-Man 29.
It's going to be $5.99.
And then we have a Kane story about, his clone from the New Warriors.
Yeah.
The art was nice, but I'm not interested.
Yeah, I didn't care.
And then you didn't read Inhuman in the back, which I really... Oh, hold on. At the end of the Kane... I don't even think it's a Kane story. I think it's another story after that.
Yeah, it's something different.
A boy sees Amazing Spider-Man in his first wrestling match, and he's going to become this white Spider-Man?
Yeah, no idea.
Anti-Spider-Man? Like anti-Venom?
Maybe. I don't know what's going on.
It's all right. We'll read it this week in Amazing Spider-Man 1.1.
They really know how to milk Spider-Man.
They really do. I wish you would read Inhuman because I wanted to talk to you about it. But
I'm sorry.
You let me down once again.
Whoa! That who let us down 2 weeks in a row?
Who let the
everybody?
dogs out? I didn't let anybody down.
You were dying, sir.
I was.
You were dying.
I'm still recuperating.
Oh my God, guy!
There's something wrong.
You're good. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was a serious thing.
It's not that serious. It's probably mostly mental, but I just gotta rest. I haven't been getting as much rest as I need, probably.
All right.
Black Science #6. Rick Remender, once again. People die, and
Is it like an ongoing thing with that book?
I'm not invested in the characters yet. For anybody reading this, you might have known what happened. I didn't really follow. I can't help but love this book, though. I don't know why. I'm not invested in the characters. I don't really know what's happening. It might be too convoluted for me to understand. It might be written that way.
Nothing you're saying right now makes me believe you like it.
I love this book. The art is gorgeous. The sci-fi factor is fantastic. There's crazy things going on. There's crazy characters. There's crazy creatures. And it's taking a break till July, so I have that going for me.
That'll make you care even more. Oh, my God.
No, but I will be excited when it comes back. I just don't know exactly what happened yet. The original scientist dies, and the guy who was bad made an oath that he was going to take care of his kids.
See, I feel like that book is killing people off before you have a chance to...
That's how I feel. I'm not connected to these people. I guarantee you it reads a hell of a lot better in trade, which sucks, but I guarantee you it reads a lot better in trade.
I could see it.
I'm not caring. I love the book, but I don't care about it.
All right, so we got Ghostbusters 15.
Not we.
Oh, I'm sorry. This guy doesn't like good things. And it's Mass Hysteria Part 3 of 4, I believe.
Did you have part 1 and 2, or did you just have part 2?
I have Part 2.
So you don't truly know exactly what's going on.
It's okay. The whole story
Rick
is...
Moranis in this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like I don't mean as a Ghostbuster.
Oh, no.
I just mean like as Rick Moranis.
No. He's still Lois. But can I just say that this book brings in Eduardo, who you have no idea who he is.
Nope.
But he's like the other lead guy on Ghostbusters Extreme.
I don't know what Ghostbusters Extreme is.
That's fantastic. I'm so sad you don't enjoy Ghostbusters like this.
I mean, I've watched the first 2 movies and I didn't hate them, but I'm going to cause some friction here, but they weren't that fantastic to me.
The second one isn't. The first one is.
Like I said, I watched it. And
You got to admit, for the time. The first Ghostbusters movie.
Maybe that's the problem. That was I watched it during a time where I wasn't putting myself inside of the time, which I probably should do.
Watch it again.
I will.
It's for real. It's on Netflix, I think, still.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing of the story is that Gozer's coming back, who was the main villain in the
Slimer.
In the first one.
Slimer.
In the first movie.
Is that the green guy's name, Slimer?
Yes, it is.
That's
Slimer.
the only villain I know in Ghostbusters.
He's not really a villain. He's actually
Jet Puff Marshmallow Man. Is he a villain?
That's actually Gozer.
Okay.
He takes the form of...
Okay.
They choose the form of the Destructor. I get confused between Gozer and Zool and the Gatekeepers, but Dana Barrett and Louis Tully are again taken by Gozer, I think, to be the Gatekeepers. And apparently I think Gozer has a twin god sister named...
Hold on. I gotta get my Rosetta Stone out. Because you're fucking speaking in hieroglyphics. I don't know what any of these words are.
It's really confusing. I'm going to be honest with you, but it's good. It's... her name's Tiamat. That's like the new god villain thing. But it's...
Tiamat?
I mean, I guess you could say it that way if you want to.
Wasn't that a summon in Final Fantasy?
I call it Tiamat from Magic the Gathering, but...
That was Tiamat.
Well, hey, to each his own,
Sorry, I had to take that time out of my tying in the noose to talk to you about Tiamat. Sorry.
What?
The noose I'm tying around my neck right now because I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all about you.
No, just explain to me what is happening.
Well,
you're just saying these words and I don't understand.
Because you don't know who they are. The whole thing is Lois, he left town to get away from all this Ghostbuster stuff after he got rejected by his girlfriend and such. And he gets drawn back by Gozer.
The art looks decent.
It's okay. It's cartoony.
It's solid.
But you got to take it for what it is. I mean, he kind of looks like Rick Moranis. I mean, it's the likeness is there enough that it's enjoyable. And he gets taken by Gozer again. Diane Barrett, I think that's her name, gets taken by Gozer again and the Gatekeepers, and they go to her apartment again, like the first movie, and that's pretty much where it ends.
All right, real quick. No, it's not about this book as a specific book. If they remake the logo to Ghostbusters to look badass, are you upset?
No. I mean, if it's within reason.
Yeah, no, like it's basically still the cross, but the ghost just looks like a wicked fucking demon.
I'd be all right with it. It wouldn't really bother me.
I think it'd be awesome. I think it would definitely pull a lot of tails.
I think it's what Ghostbusters needs. I feel like it needs a solid reboot.
Is that gonna happen?
This is all in continuity. Like this, they have to go through with like the writers at Fox or MGM.
What number is that?
15.
Oh, was that 30? Like the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters?
Yep.
Jesus, 84.
Yep. It's been a while.
Jesus Christ.
But yes, definitely get on this if you enjoy Ghostbusters. I know a lot of people don't.
Are you telling me that number one? Where does number one pick up after that series? Is there a previous Ghostbusters series? Does it pick up after that, or does it pick up right after a movie?
That I don't know. I feel like there is another series. I think it's called Self-Containment or something.
So if I pick up like the first IDW Ghostbusters trade after I watch the movie, I'll understand what's happening.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing in here that they're like single stories usually. Like self-contained, like
Scooby-Doo.
Sort of. Certainly. It's actually a ghost at the end, not a guy dressed up.
Kids.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's usually a guy dressed as a ghost.
Yeah.
But in this, it's a ghost dressed like a guy.
You could say that. We'll go with that. Yeah, just like that.
Have there ever been a Ghostbusters Casper crossover?
No.
Needs to happen.
Thank God.
Needs to happen. Not Casper himself, but his three buddies.
Oh yeah, they're dicks.
What
They're dicks
are their
through
names?
and through. I don't remember.
Like they have a name.
When was the last time you've seen Casper?
Oh, it's been a fucking long time. I guarantee you, I was like 10 at the drive-in. I saw Casper at the drive-in.
I'm pretty sure that's my last memory of Casper.
It was Casper and Good Burger played at the same time. Welcome to Good Burger. Home of Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Sadly, I'm pretty sure I saw Good Burger in theaters, so...
I saw one movie as a kid in theaters. That's it. One.
It was Lion King, wasn't it?
Small Soldiers.
What a great movie.
I fucking love that movie
so
so
my God.
much. I don't know if I love it just because it was one of the only movies I saw in theaters, but I love that movie. I still want them. I wish I saw Lion King in theaters. That'd have been nice.
I did. It was sad. Everyone was crying. It's weird.
I'd cry today. Okay.
Anyway.
Let's talk about that.
Batgirl Annual. This is number 4 number 5 of the annuals I got this week.
You had 5 annuals.
Yeah, at $5 a piece.
What were the other ones?
I can't afford that.
Uncanny Avengers, Flash,
Batgirl, Batwoman. I guess it was 4.
Let's go fucking rounding up.
Oh my God, guy. I'm sorry.
Hostility, I'm sorry.
It's okay. This is about Poison Ivy. It's nice because it's not following the story at all. Like, nothing to do with what's going on in Batgirl. But it makes Poison Ivy, it gives her a kind of like an anti-hero thing. Like, it starts out with them as the Birds of Prey, when she was in the Birds of Prey, taking down this corporation that's like harvesting sick people for their organs. Like, he cures them and takes their organs and sells them to rich people, which is pretty cool. The art's pretty good.
That does look really nice. I think anytime Poison Ivy's in a book, if the art's not nice, it's going to suffer. Because Poison Ivy's one of those characters, always has something going on. I relate her to, like, Carnage. If you have Carnage in a book and your artist is poor...
You like those covers.
Oh, the Deadpool versus Carnage covers are atrocious. We'll talk about that next week.
But I really like Poison Ivy's new costume.
She's not naked?
It's simple. No, she's got, like, a black suit, and she's got, like...
Just
foliage.
One leaf over her breast.
Foliage over her. But anyway, it ends up Poison Ivy betrays the Birds of Prey, which already happened. You know, because this jumps ahead months, like, throughout the book.
So this isn't continued from Batgirl number 24.
No. It's like I said, standalone story. I guess Barbara works with her roommate to build a garden for the community or something. All the while she's hunting down this Mr. Reigns guy to stop him.
Roman
Reigns, who's that?
Wrestler.
Okay.
My bad. This isn't a wrestling podcast. We need to do that.
I don't know if I could handle that.
No, we'll just watch, like, we'll talk about that later.
Smashing your face off. Anyway, where was I? So you get me all off track.
That's my job.
I like it.
It makes us uncomfortable.
Anyway, every time Batgirl gets close to this Reigns guy, Poison Ivy shows up, and she gets, like, increasingly powerful. And you find out it's because her powers fluctuate with the seasons. Like, in spring,
like equinox,
she's more powerful, and in winter she just gets sad and gets...
She
doesn't have human emotions,
ice cream and watches,
but she says she's
Footloose.
sad. Like the what?
She just sits down and watches Footloose, Ghost, and Notebook is too contemporary. We need another one. Give me one more.
One more.
Casablanca. Just eats a bunch of ice cream, a bunch of Pringles.
Who eats Pringles and ice cream at the same time?
No, that's just the day, like throughout the day.
Are you okay?
Please continue.
Anyway,
you always just shut down my jokes. Like, my jokes are fantastic, and you're just like, "Are you done?
Nothing was fantastic.
Are you done? Are you done
Nothing
yet?"
was fantastic about that.
You might as well just say, "I'm not laughing at you because you're not funny."
Either way,
fuck off.
You're a horrible.
Fuck off.
I'm just gonna start talking every time you're talking about something from now on. Just blabbering on.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, it's wintertime, and Batgirl finds out where this Rain Sky's hiding, and she finds Poison Ivy, who's like dying because she's freezing.
Winter.
Yeah, because it's winter. And the whole thing is that this Rain guy wants to make her human because she's not a human, and she doesn't want to be human, and she calls herself Poison Ice at some point. Don't know why.
I'm holding this joke so hard right now. I'm holding this joke so hard.
Let it out.
Chloroform, more like boroform. I couldn't hold it in. Couldn't hold it in anymore. Thank you, Adam Sandler.
Anyway, she lets Batgirl take her into custody for betraying them and killing people.
As Poison Ice or Poison Ivy?
I don't know.
You're really not amused by me today.
No, that's okay. But that's pretty much how it ends. It was a good Poison Ivy story. That's about it.
I apologize to everybody who actually wanted to hear the review of that book. I ruined it.
It's okay. I'm not very good at talking anyway.
Blame me. We move on to brother-sister books here. Avengers and New Avengers. Is it just me or did Avengers feel more like New Avengers than New Avengers felt like New Avengers?
Oh, certainly.
Because basically all of Avengers was Bruce Banner, who we're not sure which exactly Bruce Banner this is yet, are we? Because I'm still confused. There's moments where I think it's our Bruce Banner, and there's moments where I think it's not our Bruce Banner.
I'm pretty sure it is our Bruce Banner.
Really?
Yes.
He's super fucked off of Tony, and he finds out that he restarted the Illuminati. That's pretty much what we get from the book.
It was fantastic, though.
He goes like undercover with the other Avengers.
Yeah, he sneaks in with the ones from that weird Earth. I don't know where they came from.
AIM brought in.
Yeah.
Or was it Hydra? It was AIM.
It was AIM.
Yeah.
Hydra's not an issue right now.
No. But eventually they just accepted Bruce into the club, which means Bruce Banner's now part of the Illuminati. Did you read this before you read New Avengers?
No, I read it the other way. I'm a little disappointed.
It said at the beginning of New Avengers, it says read before. Where is it? It says it right here. Please make sure to read this week's Avengers 28 before this issue.
I don't even look at that.
That's your fault then. Nobody's fault but your own. I read this first, without even reading that, though. I will say that. And I liked it. They basically sacrificed the other Bruce Banner.
Yeah, they gave him like some weird thing on the back of his head, so he doesn't.
Yeah, they basically.
He can't talk now or something.
He can't really do anything, I guess.
It's good. Probably a good thing.
But I mean, all in all, I still like it. I don't know why. There's nothing in here that progressed any kind of story. It was one whole issue telling us how Hulk now became a part of the Illuminati. That's it. And then you'd think that leads into Hulk being a big player in the new Avengers title. Absolutely not.
No?
He's not even in it. Well, he's at the end. But basically, this is just the whole story setting up Marvel's version of the Avengers versus the Justice League.
Pretty much.
Because all of the other characters, Boundless is Flash, Dr. Spectrum is...
Dr. Fate.
No, Sun God's Dr. Fate. No, the Norn is Dr. Fate. The Jovian's Martian Manhunter. The Rider is obviously Batman. The Sun God is obviously... Superman. Dr. Spectrum, I'm not really sure what she is.
Dr. Spectrum. Which one's Dr. Spectrum?
The only one that I actually knew about.
Oh, that one. Didn't we agree that was like a Green Lantern kind of thing?
Okay.
Lantern
You're
Corps.
right. It is Green Lantern. Thank you. So, I mean, I'm excited to read it, but it's not going to have any bearing on anything.
I was more pumped about the bromance between Namor and Black Panther.
They drank a little bit. They hung out a little bit. They patched things up, actually.
A little bit.
I didn't mind Black Panther in here. You know my feelings on Black Panther, and I didn't mind him at all in this, which may have just been because there's a Bruce Wayne type character also in the book, whose actual name is Wayne.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
Did you catch at the one world they're at, there's a little apocalypse statue behind them?
No, I didn't.
That was a little bit that I caught. I don't know if these people are from like an apocalypse nation, like a future apocalypse nation. But either way, it's basically setting up how they see they're watching like a film, or they're watching this machine that shows them the future, or just shows them other universes.
It shows them other universes, but
then they saw that it is 2 hours from now. It has them, the Illuminati, approaching the what's the actual name? The Great Society.
Interesting.
It's just the Justice League.
Pretty much, it's Justice League and Adventures.
It's gonna be pretty sweet.
I hope.
Hopefully, it's a whole battle issue, and then we never have to hear about them again.
I feel like it's not gonna be a battle issue. Maybe like the beginning, and then they're gonna come to
team
terms.
up. Yeah, they're gonna team up. I'm all right with that too, though. As long as we have like the Avengers counterparts teaming up with their counterparts on the other side. Like you have to have Black Panther teaming up with the Batman character. You have to have. I don't even know who else. I mean, Black Bolt's obviously not going to talk to anybody. And
well,
I love that it's a consensus now that Maximus is part of the Illuminati.
Yeah,
like he just rolled in one day. He's like, I'm fucking smart enough to be here. Fucking deal with it.
I don't know. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I wish you would just wrap up this incursion stuff.
It needs to do something.
It's been going so long.
Yeah, it was so good at the beginning too, though. And it's just been the longer they lengthen out, the more bland it's getting. It's like a pita. Fucking nice analogy, yeah? Little pat on the back for that one.
Anyway, what else you got there?
A book you just read.
I did.
Southern Bastards #1 by the mastermind Jason Aaron, art by Jason Latour. And it sets the tone for the book right off the bat with a dog shitting.
Yeah.
It's just, and obviously, you look at it and you're like, what the hell's, why? And by the time you're done with the book, you're like, oh, I understand.
Makes perfect sense. Because
it does. It sets the tone right off the bat for what this book is going to be. And it's an older gentleman. He has to be fucking 55, 60 years old.
Yeah. You said 40 years ago.
Yeah. So he's around there. Comes back to his home because his uncle was living in this house and is now in a nursing home. So he comes to get all the shit out of the house. His dad's bird in the yard. Talks about how his dad used to be the sheriff or something along those lines. Obviously has a strict set of morals and beliefs to himself, and he's very stubborn in his ways. Like, that's how they're setting up the character.
Yeah.
And doesn't like people fucking with him, doesn't like people fucking with other people. Basically, he's his dad, as far as I'm getting right now, but he doesn't want to be. Eventually, he hits a dude with a deep fryer. Did you like this?
It was good. I mean, I'm more of a superhero kind of guy, stuff like that, but I did enjoy it.
I loved the part where they were beating the guy to death, and he was chopping down the tree over his dad's grave, just back and forth between those.
See, what I think made it good was that it's believable.
Yeah.
I could see this happening somewhere.
And the South is scary as shit.
Yes.
But it's definitely not for kids.
No, it's not.
Will you read the second issue? Like a second issue?
Yeah.
But will you be excited to read the second issue?
I mean, I'll read it. I wouldn't go out of my way. Like, if you didn't get it, I wouldn't go drive down and pick it up, but...
I mean, if you want to read a book where a guy pisses on a dog, a guy chops a tree down, a guy gets hit with a deep fryer.
Guy chops a tree down, throws a gun in a deep fryer, which I find really unsafe. But
a kid hangs from a tree and says, "Can I watch your TV?" This is the book for you. I picked up because I love Jason Aaron's writing, and I knew it was going to be good, and I can't wait for the next issue. That was a lot of books. That was a lot more books than I thought we had.
It was a lot of books.
I have no idea how long we've been going.
Long enough.
Long enough to end?
No, just as long enough we're some substance.
But now,
bad
comic of the week. Dun dun dun. Static.
I
thought we said no background vocals. I thought we agreed that that's for our Def Leppard.
I'm trying out for Taylor Swift.
That's for our Def Leppard cover album.
God, you gotta keep it on detail.
You're right.
We can't do that. We have one too many arms to do that.
Well, I'm not a drummer.
I'm good. I'm
Warrant then. Cherry Pie.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Did Warrant do Cherry Pie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. All right, let's talk about Static #2, the shocking origin story.
Oh.
The main tagline of this book should be...
It's racist.
Fluent in Ebonics.
It's just...
And in parentheses, not just the blacks. Because every white person in this book is so fluent in Ebonics, I didn't understand them.
You have no idea what happened in this book.
I loved it. I loved this book. I can't stand it. I loved every second of it. there's a lot of ethnic humor, and it's not even hidden. Like, the girl even says, I'm not privy to ethnic humor.
Yeah.
And then there's a house party reference. What year was this? This is mid-90s, right?
93.
Early 90s. Yeah, there's a house party reference. Unbelievable. We find out his origin, though, is some crazy fucking convoluted gases.
There is no origin. Nothing. What? He got tear gassed by cops and he woke up with aliens. Isn't that?
No, it's not tear gas.
Was he shooting people?
It's strange gas. He was going to kill this kid with a gun. He got a gun to go kill the white kid. What was his name? Biz Money B.
Like I said, this book's racist.
He was going to kill this Biz Money B white kid who was picking on him. And mind you, Biz Money B is more fluent in Ebonics than Will Smith is.
What'd he say? That's Biz Money B with a sucker smacking B. Ain't none fo yo.
Okay,
I'm a butt kicking Z.
Okay, you don't have to put the twang on it. Like, you can just read it normally.
But it's there. I can't.
Yeah, yes, you can. There's ways to read it without being racist, and you chose the other way.
I don't think it's racist when he's more of like a redneck than.
No, it's not. It's not a redneck. He's using Ebonics fluently.
I'm not fluent.
But we find out that as he's killing him, he can't do it, and they start tear gassing the place, which is eating through their masks. It's some type of alien gas. They say not to use it. They fall asleep. He wakes up as Static, and apparently Biz Money B wakes up as this Hot Streak character. So they have the same origin. Eventually they fight, and Static is the best of them, and the girl says she won't have sex with him. That's the end of the book.
He gets friend zoned at the very end.
Yes, he does. But he does play it off well. He's like, I'm gonna reopen the argument later. Now, did you happen to catch the little corner square of what the next issue entails?
No,
Why don't you read that real quick?
Meet a piece of bad road called Tarmac, and guess who he works for? Go on, guess. Take a whole month. Tarmac. Bad road.
Yeah, a bad piece of road. Tarmac. I was fucking flabbergasted.
Is that who the silhouette is at the end? It's Tarmac.
It appears that way. You know what this means? We need number 3 now.
I'm trying, guy. I'm not made of money. These are expensive.
They are pretty expensive. You paid way too much for that.
I did, but it was worth it.
Well, so for Static number 2, I give it 4.5 racial slurs out of 5 because this book is pretty bad.
Yeah, I agree with that rating for sure. Like,
because I mean, there's no way. I'm just thinking of the times in '93. I mean, I don't think there was many black comic writers out there.
Is this even written by a black guy?
What's the name? What's his writer?
What's that supposed to mean? Dwayne
maybe
McDuffie and Robert L. Washington.
Dwayne McDuffie.
Yeah.
I'm looking this up. I had to talk there before the
4 seconds.
The 4 seconds was up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you have 4 seconds because you're awkward.
He is black.
Really?
He looks like Denzel Washington.
Wow, makes sense.
Huh. He died.
That's so sad.
He died in 2011.
Oh my god.
What did he die of?
That's so sad. Never get another Static book this good.
I'm interested now.
It's such a
complications from emergency heart surgery.
Well, that'll do it. Can't really have complications there. Why are there drones? Why is he riding on trash cans? Why is he using appliances?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love this book though. I think I don't know if it's as racist as it's just the Ebonics is way too forefront for this book.
It's like they're trying too hard.
They're
to make
trying
it something.
Yes, they were trying to make it very accessible to the inner city youth, is what it seems like.
Like I don't. And the fight at the end was so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Like, this guy kicked his ass last issue so much that he was on the floor in the field position crying.
Yeah, saying he was going to give up being a hero.
And he shows up, wraps a chain around him, and that's it.
Yeah, it was interesting. I still loved it, though. I can't wait to read number 3.
I'll try to find it.
Moving on to character creation of the week. Are you ready?
Yeah, hit me with it.
You ready for this name? No, I'm not going to give you the name right off the bat. While working up the New Deal, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he just began tapping, just as like a Just a quirk.
Are you sure you didn't see Spider-Man?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
He just begins tapping. It ended up becoming a habit, and then an obsession during World War II in like the war room, thinking of the war. He found that he could use certain cadences and volumes of his taps to produce certain vibrations that could control sound as well as movement. And it's actually documented that you could see him tapping in his office and dancing, even though he had polio and he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
He spent the last few years of his life building an army of rhythm machines that are hidden deep within a vault at the Pentagon. His name? Taptaptaparoo-sevelt.
Oh my God. Are you serious right now?
Does his face look like I'm joking?
A little bit.
I'm not joking around.
Taptaptaparoo-sevelt.
Taptaptaparoo-sevelt.
Taptaptaparoo-sevelt. So he's not dead?
He's dead.
Oh.
He spent the last few years of his life making this the army of rhythm machines, and he put a little bit of his DNA in each one.
Oh, so like rhythm spider bots.
A bit.
I like it. I mean, that's way out there, but
I mean, what's better than thinking of Roosevelt tapping his fingers and dancing around? There's not much.
No, there's not. You're right. That's pretty fantastic.
Well, because you're underwhelmed by my character creation, let's just
How am I
move right on to news.
I didn't say I was underwhelmed. Did I say I was underwhelmed?
Power Ranger movie.
Oh my God!
Is that what you? Is that what you were talking about when you came here?
That was the one.
See, but are you gonna just be upset about it? Like, it's just gonna be.
I don't think you can be.
Michael Bay's gonna do it.
As long as they have noses, and the colors are correct, I'll be okay with it. Think of all the explosions. When you think of Power Rangers, what do you think? Explosions behind them and them jumping in the air and falling.
So Michael Bay's perfect.
No, you can't get any better. He's the king of explosions. Unnecessary explosions.
Okay, let's throw this wrench in there. What if it's Quentin Tarantino? How fucking awesome would that be?
I think he'd try too hard to make it too edgy.
I think it'd be too awesome. I think it'd be so awesome.
I'm excited. It's supposed to be Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
So
do you remember that
be a
wrestler
reboot.
I showed you who had the Power Rangers morpher?
Yeah.
He's petitioning to become the Black Ranger.
Well, I don't know if that's a good card. I say bring them all back. I mean, you can't bring back Trini. She's dead. But
Is she?
yeah.
How'd she die?
Car crash.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Like 10 years ago.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Maybe I did know that.
The rest are still alive.
They're all too old, though. You can bring them back in cameos.
Guy who plays Tommy. I can't think of
Tommy's
his name.
covered head to toe in tattoos, and he's a fucking MMA fighter.
Yeah, but he still goes to every Power Morphicon and everything.
Really?
Yeah. He actually he bought a Green Ranger suit that he wears around to like cons and stuff.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he owns what he does.
That's awesome.
And plus, he wasn't just in Mighty Morphin.
I know he was in later.
He was in
episodes,
Dino Thunder
Yeah.
and a bunch of things.
I don't think Zach's interested.
I don't know.
Billy's not interested.
No, it's because they don't like gays or something,
That's what he. Yeah.
which is sad.
Very.
Because I thought Billy was awesome.
I loved Billy myself. Kimberly was my first crush.
I know, right?
It was between Kimberly and Kelly Kapowski.
I don't know who Kelly Kapowski is.
You do. Saved by the Bell.
Oh,
Kelly Kapowski? Nothing?
nope.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen, I believe her name is. Might be wrong on that one.
Anyways, someone who
Fuck off.
doesn't watch Saved by
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
got renewed.
Season
Yeah.
2. You haven't been watching this fucking season?
Nope.
We just watched the second to last episode last night. It aired on Wednesday, or it aired Tuesday, and we watched it on demand last night. Oh my god, dude.
Good.
It's fucking awesome.
I'll have to sit down and
Power through them.
Yeah.
Because the finale's this Tuesday.
hopefully they're all on demand so I can watch them.
Hopefully. I don't know how far back you didn't see. Moving along with TV news, ABC has also picked up Agent Carter,
Yeah, I saw that. It's
which is
interesting.
Peggy Carter post World War II, early moments, like early years of S.H.I.E.L.D. Should be very interesting.
I think that would be interesting. I still feel like they need to appeal more to the superhero side of it.
Yeah. I think it's still going to be good, though.
I'll give it certainly a chance.
Along the same lines, TV, Flash was officially picked up as a show on the CW, as was iZombie. I don't know what iZombie
I
is.
don't either. What is that?
It's a DC title, apparently.
Huh.
And they didn't even say Vertigo. They said DC, so. And Constantine was officially picked up by NBC.
Kind of excited about
so
that.
So now we'll have a Constantine show on NBC, Flash, Arrow, and iZombie on CW, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter on ABC, and Gotham on HBO.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Man, they're really going for it anymore.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to watch Gotham.
I mean,
A, I don't have HBO, and B, I don't care enough.
I mean, my parents have HBO on demand or whatever because they like to watch Games of Thrones. Yeah, I know. My parents watch that, and I don't.
Your parents just love rape scenes.
I guess. Hey, whatever. So maybe I'll give it a shot since, you won't even.
No, probably not. Even though Batman's almost not going to be in it at all.
But I feel like you need, I don't know.
So Will Ferrell and Adam McKay are redoing Flintstones.
Really?
But they're making it animated, so it might be decent.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
no, don't go there. Don't go there.
You're saying that the live action ones weren't good?
I'm saying the live action ones were fantastic.
They
bad.
were. Oh, but they were so good.
They're some of the worst movies I've ever seen. That's why they're so good. They're not good because they're bad. No, they are good because they're bad.
You don't even know what you're saying.
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know where I'm going. Did you see that in X-Men Apocalypse, they're going to be recast versions of Storm, Jean Grey, and Cyclops? Younger versions.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
Hopefully Mohawk Storm.
I don't like Halle Berry.
I just want Mohawk Storm. That's all I want. Halle Berry worked in the first X-Men movies, but doesn't work anymore.
I don't like her short hair.
I guess you're right.
I feel like it's either Mohawk or bust.
You're just such a pessimist. We were talking about Flintstones with John Goodman. He is voicing some Autobots in the Transformers movie.
Really?
Yes. How perfect would it be for John Goodman to voice any robotic individual?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Last bit of news I have here is, do you remember last year the Batman #1 sold for like $500,000?
Yeah.
Well, apparently the seller was an embezzler. He's got sentenced to 40 years in jail.
Oh?
Yes. 40 years.
What's going to happen to that Batman?
He sold it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, the seller was...
Yes, the seller.
Okay. I read that.
You just wanted Batman. You just wanted the title.
What?
You just wanted the book. That's all you wanted. You didn't care about the guy.
I mean, no.
I recently purchased Crisis on Infinite Earth in singles, which I've never read because I was waiting for the right price, and I wanted to read it in singles. So once I finish that, and maybe you give it a run,
I would really enjoy that.
we might do a single pod on that alone if we can pull that off.
Yeah, we could do that.
I also purchased Facts from Sarajevo, which is an acclaimed piece by Joe Kubert, which I don't think a lot of people know about.
I never heard of it until you showed me.
I believe it's about a man who moves his family into Bosnia during the civil war there, and he can't get back out, and he just sends faxes to Joe Kubert about what's happening and how they're going to try to escape persecution. It's supposed to be really good. I haven't started it yet, but it's supposed to be really, really good.
The art looked good, which you showed me.
I mean, it's Joe Kubert, though, so what can you expect?
Oh, well, yeah, it's true, but you never know.
I'm also currently reading Isaac Asimov's Foundation trilogy, which is bouncing everywhere. They start you out with these characters, and they're like, hey, in about 2 pages, we're going to kill him. You're not going to know why or how, and we're not going to reference him ever again.
Sounds like Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yeah. You
read the books?
No, but I watch enough of the show a little bit that pretty much everyone dies.
Huh. Is the show ahead of the books yet?
No.
Is that possible to happen?
I don't think. Apparently, it takes the guy like 10 years to write one book.
Yeah, there's like 6 books.
I think each book has like 600,000 words in it or something like that.
I need to read the books. I've heard nothing but good things about the books. I've never watched the show.
I just feel like they're so long that I would get confused, like halfway through.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd give it a go.
He's very descriptive. Like he describes the meals like in detail and stuff. I don't know. It's crazy.
I'm down. Speaking of being down, hopefully we have Static number 3 shortly. If not, I have just mountains of bad comics for next week in there.
I will go. Why didn't we look at Free Comic Book Day if she had Statics?
Thought we did.
I did not. Did you?
No. Oh, speaking of Free Comic Book Day, did you read any of your free comic books?
No.
I read Future's End. Future's End is just DC wanting us to like Grifter. Why are they pushing Grifter on us? Grifter's a main character in that book.
Are they still pushing Grifter?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's basically Age of Ultron.
What doesn't what's his face doesn't even work for DC anymore?
Who?
Why can't I think of his name right now? The guy who can't draw feet.
Rob Liefeld.
Rob Liefeld. He doesn't. Didn't he invent Grifter? Isn't that his?
I don't think he. Maybe he invented Hawk and Dove too, though. But I think he did it under DC.
I don't think he invented Hawk and Dove. I feel like Hawk and Dove's old.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking of.
He did do
the art for the last one.
Yeah.
But there's another fucking team out there. I don't know.
But like, I guess did DC buy Grifter off him and just trying to make a little bit of money?
I think they might have had a contract with him that whoever he created while he was working there, they get rights to maybe.
That's sad.
Which is why he went to Image to begin with.
I'm not even gonna read that. I think my girlfriend got that. I didn't even get that one.
Future's End.
Yeah.
And you also didn't read the preview of Starlin's Thanos.
Yeah.
Graphic novel.
Someone took my.
Don't go there.
I'm not. But you know what I want to say. Someone took my free comic book off my pile while we were looking for stuff. So.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good story.
I'm sure it is.
Speaking of stories on Free Comic Book Day,
I hope she enjoys it.
The wet bandit that came to the car door, rubbing his hands like he was about to run in there and just murder everybody.
Greatest guy I ever met.
This dude had to be what, 50?
Oh, without a doubt.
This dude had to be 50 in like a checkerboard T-shirt with a black beanie on.
Yeah.
Just
straight out of jail.
Eyes the biggest you've ever seen. Just running over to the window. Hey, you guys here for comics? You got comics in there? I was just down the other shop and I didn't know nobody yet either, so I came here. Yeah, you guys are here for comics. And he's like rubbing his hands.
He's like, comics, yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I could just see him in his head just thinking Harvey, Dell, Gold Key, like just running through his mind.
God.
And there's no way that this dude doesn't have a basement dungeon.
Well, apparently he had a wife.
He has a wife who is in his basement dungeon, chained to the radiator.
But you know what? You gotta get love somehow, you know?
Unbelievable. This guy was fantastic.
He made my day.
It was awesome.
Oh, God. I didn't want to put the window down when he came over.
He put it down like a crack. Like, it was down like 3 inches, and he's, like, popping his head, and, like, his mouth is sideways trying to talk into this window.
We're trying to tell him not to go to the bad comic shop in our town, and he's like, oh, I doubt that. Like, he didn't believe a word you were trying to say to him.
Yes, and then maybe we'll touch on this some other time, but there was some past complications with our comic shop that we go to and about the former ownership, and he was just looking for a reason to talk about it.
Yeah.
And because I said the manager, because he's like, oh, really? Because, and it was like, yeah. Okay.
That guy was fantastic.
He was a character. And he talked to everybody in there.
He did.
Anytime somebody walked by, he was like, what'd you get? What you got there? You like him? You like that? What's that? What do you got? What do you got? Is that nice? You got what? Yeah. And it was just fucking unbelievable.
He asked her to find something for her. I can't remember what it was, but it made me laugh. It was something.
Did you pick up any back issues for Free Comic Book Day?
I got the 4 issues of World's Finest, which I think were like early 80 ones, and I bought my girlfriend some Angel of Faith, which was Angel season 9, I think. Season 7. No, I'm on season 9 now, so it was season 8. Like 9's just ongoing, and
no adventures or anything?
No, because any of the ones I need are like $40.
Yeah. I picked up a bunch of Swamp Thing back issues, probably about 20 or 30
Which were
of them.
really nice.
They were really nice. I mean, a couple of them were Alan Moore written, but then the other ones were, what's that guy's name? Rick Vike, I think his name was, who wrote them. I picked up Death of Captain Marvel, second printing, graphic novel.
Did you read that yet?
Not yet. And I picked up Dreadstar graphic novel. So basically just Jim Starlin Marvel graphic novel, left and right.
That's your...
That's my bread and butter.
Yeah, pretty much.
I also picked up Heroes Volume 1, which collected all the digital comics
which
for
was
the lady.
interesting. I didn't expect you to pick that up.
It's not for me.
Oh,
it's for the lady.
Explains...
I've never even watched Heroes.
Okay, explains so much.
Yeah, I've never even watched Heroes.
Explains so much.
But I looked at it. It looks decent. I mean, it's basically what happens in between the episodes is what I'm to understand.
Oh, that's an interesting way to do it.
Hmm? It looked decent. I'll probably never read it in my life. I also picked up a Haunted number 7, which is a Ditko cover.
I remember you showing me that.
I was pretty excited about it. Got real cheap. That being said, I don't think I have anything else to talk about.
No, I think we're about pretty good.
Man, probably 2 hours over the imaginary time limit I set every time I talk.
It happens.
Well, thank you for listening. And be on the lookout for Taptaptaparoo-sevelt.